It's lovely to be here. I'll just introduce myself. So my name's David Shepherd. I work for Barclays Bank, and my job is head of frontline help. So up until about 18 months ago, my job was really cool. I loved my job. There wasn't anything that I couldn't tell you about SharePoint 2003, 2007, 2010, and I could talk to you about that for the next kind of 20 minutes. But about 18 months ago, my job changed, and it's kind of up there in terms of, if you took out workplace, there is a digital workplace revolution going on. Of course there is, but there's a digital revolution going on, and those of you that are in communications or in any form of leadership across your intranets, will have seen it. So what happened really for us, we've got some really lovely digital products that we have in the UK principally. And we launched them about 2 years ago, but we noticed that the uptake on those digital products weren't what we were expecting. And actually the reason for that was that we were leaving our staff behind in terms of the knowledge. So as Jane was saying, the digital workplace isn't somewhere you go. No, it's actually where you are. So my job in terms of frontline help kind of changed, and they encapsulated it up there that when the world zigs, think about doing something a little bit different. So for me, I love my job now. 18 months ago, I loved it, and I'll show you why. So this is what we wrote up on my boss's whiteboard about 18 months ago, and I presented some of this back in Zurich, I think it was, about a year ago, and we were in our infancy, really, and this was it. We wrote up, we'll be the most digitally savvy workforce in UK retail, so 45,000 colleagues I would sort of look after in terms of my intranets. And what I wrote up, is my get out of jail card, if you like, I wrote up, we'll be the most digitally savvy workforce in the UK retail bank, and went away and did some work on it, presented it back to my boss. And of course my boss said, no, it's not bank anymore, Dave, it's UK retail. Because actually, the high street has moved. We've got 1,500 branches in the high street in the UK, but the high street shifted. We know that. The high street shifted to Apple or Amazon or Alibaba. And if we didn't shift, we were going to get left behind. So that was our imperative about 18 months ago in terms of our digital workplace. But I just want to take you through, I've been 25 years in the bank, and you'll be thinking, he doesn't look old enough, I'm sure, but just to prove it, I'm going to take you through 25 years from, I guess, my lens and my experience, and you'll recognize some of the movements in technology. It never ceases to amaze us. So I'm going to press this red button and it just goes, so we can't stop it, so I'll try and keep up with it. It's not a red button, it's just a PowerPoint presentation, but you get the idea. 1988, so that was me there. We had 2,300 branches in the UK. We processed 2 billion checks. Technology was microfiche. I don't know if you remember that. My first job was a stapler remover. My trousers were too short. You can see them. My mum bought me my first suit, never again. My best job was working on machines where the checks would go through. You'd say, how much the check was, and then away it went. Very manual. We fast forward 5 years. That's me there on my Lotus 123. First PC in Barclays. We opened telephone banking. The best technology was 2400 bits modem. Can you believe that? I was a PC champion. That was a really cool job. I got a new suit, and I saw my first mainframe. That was brilliant. It was like seeing your girlfriend for the first time. It was just beautiful. 1998, this is again 5 years on, we launched online banking. 45,000 customers on online banking. Technology was WinZip. Do you remember WinZip? I was a software engineer. That was me. I got a better suit. And a company car. I was really chuffed with this kind of company car. So this isn't that long ago. This is 10, 11 years ago. So business internet banking, so we were into the internet of banking. This was Barclays. We upgraded to Windows 2003, which was a big one, really. We launched our first mobile prototype. I don't know if I was a certified Novell administrator. I put it on my business card. You might remember that, but I was really proud of it. USB sticks, that was the best technology at that time. You get a PowerPoint presentation on one USB stick. 6 years ago, video conferencing, we bought Lehman Brothers. contactless debit cards, so Barclays were kind of pushing that. 1,600 branches. I looked after offshore telephony, and we did like video. I got a beige suit, never again. But the video conferencing was brilliant because you couldn't really make out who was on the other side. It was kind of pretty awful. And then 2014, everything speeds up, but of course, we've got to slow everything down, because if we don't slow everything down, people are going to get left behind. That's what we worked out. So 10,000 iPads in operation in our branches. That's how a customer or a colleague would be served. 3-odd million mobile banking customers. Our branches are now community hubs. 10,000 knowledge pages I'll look after, and that's all in the palm of your hand. And in the ultimate irony, now that I can afford a decent suit, I don't need it anymore because we're all casual dress in our head offices, which is a bit weird. But that's the last 25 years of technology, myself in Barclays, and some of that will resonate with you, I'm sure. How it looks for our customer today on the high street, well, is this. It's mobile, and it's, I mean, I know that's hugely Apple there, but of course, we do have other devices as well, so, you know, any sort of Android as well, but that's how it looks for our customer. And interestingly, internally with staff, you've got 3 generations at play in the workplace. So you've got the millenniums, you've got the Generation Y, and you've got the baby boomers. You've got those 3 generations all kind of collaborating and working together in this thing that we call the digital workplace. So how does it look for us? Online banking, our desktop solution for customers, 4 million customers. It took us 13 years. Mobile banking, 3 million customers, in fact, 3.3 million customers. Took us 18 months to get that. And what we're seeing every day is that customers are shifting to just check out their balance or do their transactions. A customer in Barclays would go onto their desktop roughly twice a month. They would maybe phone up our contact centers roughly twice a month, and then in branch roughly twice a month. Mobile banking, 22 times a month, pretty much once a day. So you can see this idea of exponentialism kind of coming into play. The opportunity. So this is kind of quite interesting because this is kind of the reason for our being at the minute. So in 2013, and this was really the beginning of 2013, 40% of our customers just still banked in the branch network, did their sole banking in the branch network, and only 2% were online. And we've got this view, this idea that the digital workplace for us, for customers, should be this kind of one digital bank, if you like. But the people that were going to get us there were going to be our colleagues. And that then came back to my imperative. How do I get our colleagues the most digitally savvy workforce in UK retail? And we launched this thing called the Digital Eagles. And you may or may not have heard about it. I would ask you to go onto the get our Twitter feed. You can do it now. I don't mind. You can tweet. I can cope with 10% of your attention. But really what we did was we were taking help directly to customers through at Digital Eagles. And you'll see it when you go onto the Twitter feed. Challenge in terms of where we are in the UK. Now, this is really interesting. So in the UK, 20% of general public in the UK society are on an Apple product. 61% are on an Android product. However, our software, our mobile banking software, 67% of our customers access it through an iOS. 21% an Android. Now this is really interesting because we could do this. We could do a bit of a straw poll here. So who's the iPhone in the house? So just put your hands up if you're iPhone. Okay, all right, and then put your hands down. And then put your hands up if you're Android, Samsung, HTC. I think Apple kind of gets it. But you know, Samsung are kind of moving. And it's really interesting because if you ask my 19-year-old daughter what she wants, of course, it's a Samsung S5. However, she's not getting that this side of Christmas, I can assure you that. But that's where we find ourselves. So for colleagues, and I'm going to show you a little demo, which is, basically basically our mobile intranet on the phone. And we're going to do like a live demo. So in terms of demographic, 45,000 colleagues I would look after, and I would give them knowledge, help, and information through their desktops. And that was kind of, I've been doing that for about the last 10 years, really. We've got 43,000 that access it through their own device. So how it started was we had early adopters, and we got probably about 5,000 colleagues get their own device, download and authenticate, and get their desktops and all their information on their own device. And then for some reason, the thing just exploded in terms of those 2,000 that aren't on this app that we call MyZone that I'm going to show you. We'll find them. They will be on it by the end of the year, I can assure you, but you can see how that's driven it. And then there's this idea about culture driving your technology. So I've got the privilege of looking after this little initiative that we call Digital Eagles. And basically, Digital Eagles is this idea of 25 years in the bank, I've sort of realized that help, in terms of knowledge and help, there is no better way than doing this stuff face-to-face. So you can do it kind of over the intranet, and you can have fantastic search and great tags and all that, but there's no better way than to do your help face-to-face, particularly in this digital revolution. So, MyZone. Now you've got two choices. You can watch I've got the exec presentation for you, or you've got the long presentation. Which one do you want? Your choice. The exec one or the long one? I could do both. We'll go for the exec one to start with. So hold your breath. Here's the exec one, especially for you. Oh, that's worth a round of applause, isn't it? Look at that. Boom. What I will show you, I'll take you into it because we've got some time. And it's amazing, actually, how much you can actually pick up just by something going really fast, Vine style. So let's see if we can get this on. I'm sure we can. This is my 15th presentation now. So, it's always a bit dicky because, it's like, I think I've had 7 gone completely wrong and like 8 have gone really good. So I'm on a bit of an average. Oh, here we go. Cool. So my phone, my own device, not a corporate device, my own device. So MyZone. So what's going to happen here? I'm going to put in a 5-digit PIN. You'll have seen it actually. And what that's authenticating now back to our servers. So the SAP database. And I always say to my guys that kind of present this stuff, always what you've got to do is do like a live demo because it's not really authentic unless you do a live demo. But of course, like when Wi-Fi is a bit tricky, you get this. But we'll see. Usually it'll authenticate really quickly and it'll go in here. It's coming in now. Just a little bit slow because probably all you guys are on Wi-Fi. But here we go. Promise, doesn't take as long as this. This is almost as slow as logging onto the desktop. But here we go. Oh dear. Let me just. I'll stick with it because we'll see if we can get some. Just for you guys, I'm going to go on to roaming, right? for nobody else. Yeah. All right, we'll give it another go. Oh, Moroni. What do we think? One more go. Right. I'm going to just give a quick whistle stop of how to connect to Wi-Fi for those of you that don't know. I'm sure you do, but there we go. One more go, right? Oh, yeah, it is 1. Yeah. Ah! Suspense is killing me. All right, we'll dump that. I'm going to be around. I can show you it working, but basically, what this is, it's our desktop. So it's our news feed, and what we found with colleagues. There we go. Unable to connect. Yeah, well, I worked that one out myself. So, but you can see here. So this is if I go into News Zone again, it might be a little bit slow, but what this is now, this is pulling all the news feeds from our desktop, and that's going to present it on the phone. A little bit slow, but you'll get that sort of general idea when it comes in. And what we found with colleagues, I mean, we were really kind of pleased with ourselves. We thought, sort of 18 months ago, we'll deliver this app and colleagues will love the news feed. But in actual fact, the reality was they got quite bored with it because news is news. And within the app, we've got a little kind of internal YouTube that we found colleagues started there's a news feed, come back out. You can see Media Zone here. So this idea where we said to colleagues, just create your own videos and we'll upload them, and then, you can have them as like a knowledge resource. And what was quite interesting was that when we gave colleagues the empowerment to do whatever they want, they were uploading videos that were a bit kind of daft. That video which was the Gangnam style or Harlem Shake stuff where people were doing kind of dances and stuff. But we're kind of stuck with it. And what you find now in the Media Zone is that you've got people doing, the quickest and most easiest way to fill up a cash point. And it's become its own tool in its own right. So that's my zone. We'll put that one to bed. We'll send that one upstairs because it wasn't behaving properly. And I'll just, but like I said, I'm going to be around for a bit so I can show you the kind of the proper stuff. That serves me right, doesn't it? In terms of telling my guys that you've always got to make sure you do a proper demo. Does work though, I assure you. So, you've got to watch this quite quickly. So you get that idea that on colleagues' own device, they could access knowledge and information, and we've taken a desktop and put it on the device. So what happened for us was 40% of customers still banking in branch. Actually, no, and we picked this data up last month. So we've gone from 40% to 29% of customers banking in branch. Look at that. Customers that have gone on to digital, from 2% up to 13%. So this idea of putting kind of knowledge in your hands really, really works. What it looks like in terms of financials, and this is interesting, we do talk about return on investment. Jane's absolutely right. When you put kind of projects together like this, the first thing you get asked by the finance department is, how much is it going to save me? And in fact, 18 months ago, I couldn't have told you how much it would have saved us, but now I can show you. In terms of this omni-channel approach, 6 million customers banking with us in branch and telephony and only 4 million in digital. 18 months later, that's what's happened. It's transposed those figures. So these branches now, this real estate that we've got in the UK, we use them for something now completely different. We use them to do teaching sessions. This little thing, I've got a video I'm going to show you in a minute, which is called Tea and Teach, which is we'll say to customers, bring in your iPhone or your iPad or whatever, and we'll sit down with you between 4 and 6 o'clock, and we'll do kind of teaching stuff. And we'll do everything from Skype to Facebook to FaceTime to, if they want to talk about their online banking products, then that's absolutely fine. There's another thing we're doing in our branches with kids coding. So it's an organization called Code a Dojo. A dojo, the idea of being a temple of learning. We've hooked up with this organization called Code a Dojo, where every month in branches, kids from 7 to 17 will do some coding with them. That's fantastic. That's not what banking is, but for us, that's what it's become. And really, in Ashok's world, Ashok is he's our chief executive, and like all chief executives, puts it in a sentence that some of us take almost, a paragraph to explain, or a presentation. He's got it there. In a digital world, it's all about people. So for us, in terms of, we didn't want to leave our customers behind, but we had to make sure we didn't leave our colleagues behind. And so we had to do something different. So again, if I rewind you right back to the very beginning of the presentation, how do you become the most digitally savvy workforce in UK retail? There's a company that we deal with in the UK that's like a marketing company. And about 18 months ago, I found myself sat in their lobby, and I read this. It was like a poem that was up on their wall. And it was not a poem, it was like a call to arms. It's like this idea of doing something different when the world zag. And I want to read it to you. I've never done it before, but I thought we'll sort of give it a go because it's a bit different. So you don't have to read this. I'm going to read it to you. So imagine this is like bedtime reading. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy that. What this would kind of meant for us. It's very marketing. I'll warn you that. But in terms of how you would do something different, I just love this. So, does it zag? Is it original? Is it true? Does it stand out like the dog's proverbials? Will it start a conversation, a trend, a movement? Is it solid logic or inspired magic? Is it news big enough for people to dig, download, bookmark, or even like? Will people share it? Would you? Has it made the leap from good to great? Are you excited by it? Does it feel fresh, rare, bloody? Does it kick status quo in the ass, hoof convention in the nads, poke ordinarily shapely in both eyes? Is it simple? Can you tweet it? Would it play better as a game, make things happen as an app? Could it ring true on mobile, shine on radio, zing as a jingle, stand out in 3D? Is it funny, LOL, or a full LMFAO? Always struggle with that bit. Would a director kill to shoot it, a customer kill to have it? Could it surprise more as an animation, shot on a camera phone, starring glove puppets drawn by kids? Will it make people laugh, cry, gasp, buy? Could it still be better? What if it was shorter or longer? What if you dropped a headline, cut the visual? What if you swapped them around? Is the logo too big, too small? Will it make the brand famous or only you? Is it designed to dominate an awards book or popular culture? Does it honor the brand? Is it pure scam? Is the real? How do you feel? Could music make it better? Could silence? Would it work in 90 seconds, 10 or 2? Could it go viral? What exactly is viral anyway? Does it say anything new? Is it honest? Is it honestly as good as it gets? Is it credible? Is it incredible? Have you let someone rip it apart? Have you put in the graft, finessed the craft? Does it travel across boundaries, countries, languages and cultures? Can it live, breathe and kick ass in every channel? Does it integrate? Is it a little scary? Will it make people say, shoot, I wish I'd done that? Does it have a difference? Does it make a difference? Do you make a difference? When the rest of the world zigs, does it zag? And I think in some ways that sums up the digital revolution that we're all leading today. And for us, I'm going to leave you with a little video. Hopefully the volume will work. This is our example of zagging.
You said keeping up to date with technology when you're older is difficult.
Let me be the one who takes it. Lovely. Welcome back to Shields. I'm Sam. It's a beautiful morning. Look at that, lovely. I'll let again that garden next week. Bit nervous, but I'm off to meet a digital eagle, whoever he is. Or she.
Hiya.
Hiya. And I'm going for a taster session to Barclays Bank for the internet. I don't know why I'm nervous, really, because the main thing is taking the first step. Haven't got a clue what I'm walking into, but I think this day and age, you've got to get out there among it.
Hiya, I'm Tricia Steele, branch manager of Barclays in King Street. We're working in partnership with Age UK to help elderly people become digitally savvy. There are people like Ryan who are digital eagles. Customers can just come in. These digital eagles will show them how to use the internet.
So, Sam, this is the first time you've kind of been around the computer?
Yes.
So you're not 100% sure on exactly
I'm not
how it
100% sure.
I mean, my mum's been online for years, and it's hard to understand people that have never ever been online before.
You can find anything, pretty much anything you want in it.
Brilliant.
Pictures, videos.
And it's up to us to really help them with that.
What would you like to have a look at?
Right.
Good question.
What do I do online? Shopping. Mainly shopping.
Online shopping, if I went shopping.
Now, what do you like to buy?
You're all right, just go to the counter.
Right, Susie, if I wanted to
Your little bit of your chicken
butcher's selection chicken fillet.
Listen to music.
I love me music. I love it.
My favourite artist is
Johnny Ray. Do you remember Johnny Ray?
Bruce Springsteen.
I love Elvis.
Elvis Presley.
Go on and get Elvis.
No bother. Right, type in Elvis Presley, and then just press enter. And there's your Graceland.
Yeah, if I don't see a friend for a long time, I talk to them online.
I've got a niece who lives in Dubai. I'd like to contact her.
My cousin lives in Louisville.
Also, my nephew in the West Midlands, who I haven't seen for about 3 years.
Could I actually speak to her?
Yeah.
Face to face?
I've heard about this Skyping. I haven't got a clue what that is either.
Skype, there's
Yes.
FaceTime, there's little things where it's completely free, so you can be anywhere in the world and you can see her and talk to her at the same time.
You know, I'm looking forward to that.
People like this lady behind me, if she couldn't get into the bank, she could do all her banking online.
And you'll save on your bus
In the
fare.
future, yeah, save on the
But
bus.
that's all right, I got my bus pass.
You don't have to get off your bottom and get in the car. You can just do it sitting at your seat with your cup of coffee in hand.
I'm going to show Sam exactly where he lives. Yeah, click on it. We're right outside your house now.
That's it. That's mine.
We can actually see exactly what your house looks like.
That
Your
is
number.
absolutely brilliant.
All done.
The windows want cleaning. That window cleaner, I'm going to sack them. But thanks very much for that.
That is no problem.
Well, I've just come out of Barclays Bank. It was excellent. I really enjoyed it. When I first went in, I knew absolutely nothing. It's nice to learn something new, even at my age. I've sent my first ever email to my nephew, and I'm looking forward to the response.
We launched a series of workshops in our branches with Age UK, where our digital eagles help to give older people the skills to get online. Got an idea? Share it at barclays.co.uk/yourbank.
So that's us. You can see that in its entirety. Our digital eagles, we've got 8,500 of them now, and I can never get away from this idea of the laws of thirds. That in any organisation, you have a third of your people that just can't be bothered. You have a third of your people that are actually detractors, haven't you? You know, that are the terrorists almost. You have the middle third that just can't be bothered. Those are the worst. And then you have a third that are really up for it. My advice, our example is take those thirds and join the revolution. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave, for this inspiring talk. What would you say? Did you follow the demands your organization, or especially those first third, put on you in delivering the right technology, the right ways to collaborate, or did you go ahead and convince them afterwards?
That's a really good question. It was a bottom-up kind of, I suppose, movement. We took 18 people out of the network and seconded them to a central team, and then they went and, if you like, did almost like a pyramid selling job. You know, they spoke to their colleagues who spoke to their colleagues, and it was a bottom-up, which is the reason for its success, I'd say.
Would you also say, because in your case, I think it's very specific, because it's always related also to the external world. So
yeah.
You're very much enabling those people who are in the front with the customer, and the customer is also already demanding digital ways to interact with you. So is this also a success factor for your project? Would you say that?
And I just wonder whether that resonates with people in the audience in terms of ladies and gents that look after intranets, because what we worked out was that it's actually easier to deliver help directly to the customer than deliver help to the colleague for them to tell the customer. You know, you'd always have that kind of imperative in telephony centres, but certainly that's how my job shifted, is that in almost, you know, we've cut out the middleman, but keeping colleagues at the heart of it.
Are there any questions? Thank you again.
Thank you.
Dave
Cheers.
Shepherd
Thanks.
from the Barclays Bank.